A History of Lesbian Nurses by me, Rhonda Webster. I am the author of Not Hers to Possess, a work of lesbian fiction. Florence Nightingale. The first known lesbian nurse may have been Florence Nightingale. Some historians report she could have been asexual because she was deeply religious, saying she did not want any distractions in her life. She also never married, although this was not for lack of offers. However, this is what Florence recorded in her personal notes. I have lived and slept in the same beds with English countesses and Prussian farm women. She also had a lifelong friendship with Sister Mary Clare Moore, a woman to whom she wrote 47 letters. Nightingale was a wealthy woman who devoted her life to nursing. She was adamant about cleanliness and documented its success in decreasing illness and infection by utilizing her skills in statistics. Florence was one of the first clinicians to use triage, too, which involved treating soldiers based on the severity of their injuries. She is credited with elevating the public opinion about nurses. Although also remembered as a racist, Florence Nightingale is best remembered as a front-line hero. Bertha Wright. Bertha was a public health nurse in San Francisco who helped found the baby hospital, which was later renamed some long name with the Children's Hospital of Oakland. Bertha was a formidable health activist. She and her partner, Mabel Weed, adopted and fostered many children. Jane Addams. Jane Addams was the first American woman to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1931. She focused on the needs of children, local public health, and world peace. She purchased a mansion called Hull House in Chicago that she and her first partner, Ellen Gates Starr, designed to give privileged, educated young people contact with real-life populations. Hull House held 25 residents, mainly well-educated women bound together by their commitment to labor unions, the National Consumers League, and the suffrage movement. They even had a doctor to treat poor families. Its facilities included multiple advantages for people in the area. Jane spent 40 years with her second partner, Mary Rosette Smith. Although not technically a nurse, Jane Addams was considered a nurse because, after health problems caused her to drop out of medical school, where she originally intended to become a doctor, she volunteered at a nursing home for elderly African American women. Lillian Wald. When Nurse Wald was organizing a class in home health nursing, she learned firsthand how wretched conditions were in the tenement districts for poor immigrant families in New York's Lower East Side. Lillian opened the Nurses Settlement for nurses training, educational programs for the community, and youth clubs. It began in 1893 with only 2 nurses, but by 1929 it had grown to more than 250. This neighborhood center became known as the Henry Street Settlement. Lillian came from a Jewish family in Cincinnati, Ohio, from a position of privilege, and she traveled the world for 6 years. When she started her project, she helped pay the salary for the first public school nurses in New York City. Wald did not marry. She maintained her closest relationships with women. Although she did not self-identify as a lesbian, her letters reveal the intimate affection that she felt for at least 2 of her companions, Mabel Hyde Kittredge and Helen Arthur. Colonel Marguerite Kammermeyer. Marguerite began serving in the Army in 1963. She volunteered for service in Vietnam, where she became head of the neurosurgical intensive care unit. She was temporarily forced to leave, however, when she became pregnant with her first son, because it was against Army regulations to be pregnant while on active duty. She then worked in veteran affairs hospitals in the Washington area, but she suddenly lost her security clearance for being honest and disclosing that she was a lesbian. Colonel Kammermeyer, who bravely challenged the ruling in federal courts, was suddenly thrown into the media spotlight. She won her case and was reinstated. A very interesting movie was made about this called Serving in Silence. Carolyn Innes. Carolyn Innes was a lesbian nurse LGBTQ activist who raised awareness about gay nurses in Pennsylvania and shed light on the needs of gay people in the healthcare system. Together with David Waldron, she founded the Gay Nurse Alliance in 1973. Carolyn helped organize the first Gay Pride Parade in San Diego and served as a director of the Gay Center in San Francisco. Ines wound up focusing on hospice nursing. Here's one many of us have not heard about: the San Diego Blood Sisters of 1983. When the first wave of AIDS hit the American hospitals, people were afraid to even touch these gravely ill people. To make things worse, for those patients who became anemic and needed blood, blood banks refused to accept blood from gay men. At a time when gay men felt abandoned, some unsung heroes stepped forward. The San Diego Blood Sisters were formed by lesbians who banded together to support their gay brothers. They were activists, donating their own blood and encouraging others to donate as well. Claire Madrigal. Claire is an LGBTQ nurse educator through reacheducation.gay. Her goal is to create inclusion for the LGBT community by teaching cultural competence and all aspects of healthcare for her community. My fellow nurses, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Allow me to describe my book. Bella Sanchez has a good job and a good life with her partner Robin and their dog Rusty in Colorado. But one random act of kindness threatens to take all that away. After a chance meeting, an obsessive stranger's plot to make Bella her own leaves the couple and their LGBT community reeling. Enter Sandy LaPierciere, which they call Lady P, a tall, dark, and handsome lesbian detective who's known for always catching the bad guy. Will her luck run out this time, or can she unravel the mystery before it's too late? I will be delighted if you purchase a copy of my book from Amazon. It's called Not Hers to Possess by Rhonda Webster. Thank you.